ルドの正体は時間じゃ。時間を止めるスタンドなんだ。ワールド
I got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this, born
Hello,
like this. Immaculate.
hello, hello, hello. This is Doc, aka Masa My Hero Chonies, aka Corned Beef Hashimoto, aka Big Boom Mae, aka Kensuke Tusaki's, aka The Great Bukaki. I say that again because I love that, The Great Bukaki, aka Crying Tiger Mask, aka Jacko Chandaliga, aka I'm so happy to start this new year on my birthday. The first recording, official recording of the prescription of 2026, and we have a nice little panel here. But I'm gonna start saying this because it's my birthday. I'm 41. My knees, I miss my knees from 10 years ago. I miss my knees from 5 years ago, and getting older, uh, it stinks. But we're here, we're live. And I got a couple people here with me. I'm going to introduce them in a little bit. First, okay, first person I'm going to introduce here is my one of my many tag team partners, because I have multiple partners. I'm sort of a poly podcaster in that sort of way. Uh, I I got here with me Matt Dawson. How you doing, Matt?
All good, Doc? All good.
Um, Also joining me, we got here. You can find him on YouTube. He is the Mr. Take Hazy. Watch Take Hazy on YouTube. He does a lot of good stuff. I love your work, man. Welcome to the show. Um,
Thanks for having me, Doc. Happy to be part of both the podcast and the polypod.
yeah, you are part of my pod, my polypod. Oh shit, like a killer whale. I'm in this stuff. Um, Joining my polypod for is one of my good friends. I chat with him like weekly. Uh, I'm not sure bro, do you have anything that you do? I thought you did. I thought you had a channel. I thought you had like I don't know if you want to share your channel or social medias, but I got with me here Zombie Gone. How you doing, bro?
Doing good, doing good. Had a long, hard day at work. I'm happy to not be there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't really have any content, but you can find me on Zombie Gone everywhere.
Yeah, bro. Um, I just love your wrestling takes. This is actually gonna be really fun today because we're doing a couple of things. We'll get to the review. It'll happen, and our special guest is gonna join us for that review of course, Wrestle Kingdom 20. One of the biggest events in Japan over the last God, I guess it'd be like since the 90s they've had an event this big over there. And I'm really psyched to call it with our special guest who's gonna come up on here. But first, there's all this talk about awards, whether it be the Sports Illustrated Awards, the Wrestling Observer News Awards, or of course, my favorite, the NXT yearly awards. Where but no. All awards are all awards are made equal. Shout out to my friend Ed with the Southern Fried Wrestlecast with his awards. We're looking forward to that show. I am, of course, talking about my first award show. It's gonna be a little bit different because I come I sort of like went to the council of the Prescription Wrestling Council to like the PWC to get a consensus for this. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna like the way I look. I guarantee it. And we had some fun here. 2025 was a year of a lot of changes. It was a year of growing pains for some promotions, and it was a year. And I'm gonna just we'll go through my awards. First off, the Mr. Thirsty 2025 Most Beautiful Award. All right. So this award is for someone that tickled my fancy. Uh, it's a Mister because we're men, so we can objectify other men. I think that's the way it works, right? You don't have to answer. Um, but for my 2025 Mr. Thirsty award, it goes to, of course, DDT's Keisei Takechi. That is a handsome boy. That is an idol, and I think he, as an inaugural winner, I think he's a fine choice.
He he puts the dream in dramatic dream team. That's a dreamy man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now, second award I'm gonna announce. Most athletic wrestler. Um, you. I think this person had so much athletic prowess. They showed me some things that I always wanted to see. Queen Aminata, most athletic wrestler. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Um, you know, uh, and I got with me a couple other awards. The Crossfaded Team of the Year. That's gonna go to, of course, the Knockout Brothers because big up, let's get high to the Mr. Bumbleclot. And I know Zombie has a take on them, but I actually found their work this year to be extremely. It was good. It was really really good. The matches they've had, the World Tag League was awesome. Yuto Ice is one of my favorite. No, sorry, Yuto Ice. He impressed me. I like the matches he's had. Oscar looks like a large woman to me. Oscar has a very feminine face. And they're a giant, so it's pretty funny to have a baby face giant. But we have a baby face giant. They're my favorite tag team of the year. Not my favorite tag team. The council's favorite tag team. Um, we got next here the OD Wrestler of the Year for me and the council, who I counseled, was Bandito. Absolutely excellent year between Ring of Honor, AEW, which is the same damn thing. Uh, CMLL. That match with Mystico in Arena Mexico, the sold out crowd, they hit on everything, and then he had like a series of matches with Hechicero, which are I recommend the Arena Mexico one. Not because I'm a lucha libre snob, but that's because it was the best one. Even though I think that was the one where Bandito popped his shoulder. Uh, Bandito had an excellent year, and you know, my the award for best match goes to Judd Kasai versus El Desperado in the finale to their matches. I thought it was violent. I thought it was romantic. I like that Judd Kasai always loves to, use his daughter to get some extra heat on the match. I just really like that match. Um, but yeah. And of course, the greatest award, the highlight of the year, hater of the year, goes to Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer, hater of the year. If you follow Dave on X, and when he responds to randoms at like 4 o'clock in the morning, it is some of the absolute best hater. Uh, like I just absolutely love it, and that was my 2025 prescription awards. Thank you guys.
It's a hell of a list. Congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah.
most congratulations to everyone that has won an acclaimed prescription award for 2025.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
definitely. I'll definitely send the list to Sean Ross Sapp. You know, it was pretty cool to see him admit to be to like yeah, you're a slave to your subscriber base. So great, awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
That made me laugh. That did, because he admits this while at the same time calling out places like Ringside News and all those fake FB pages. And I'm thinking, well, you're no better than them, are you? When you do this shit.
oh man, it's hilarious. So I'm buddies with one of the great shit posters on X. With Air.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of shit posting. Uh, I gotta say this. There is no such thing as grifting on Twitter as far as like you're doing it to make money because you send out those tweets and then you're probably gonna get paid $70 for like I don't know and like it doesn't seem worth it but like if you grew up at the time I did you know that people just post and what I hear now about like Sean Ross Sapp doing that and just saying yeah I do that because and I love that it was Brandon Thurston and John Pollock, and they said actually,
Yeah, better
they
journalists. Yeah.
they actually I don't think that they did. It's like what you saw that they had gates that were record breaking and all that stuff. Where does that show me the money? You know,
Yeah.
I like to do it on my show. If you can prove to me that you did better business, I want to see those. I want to see those numbers.
Yeah. See the proof.
Uh,
Yeah.
Shout out to you numbers. Uh, get well soon, buddy. And like this. Yeah, Arturo's dealing with little things. I hope he's feeling better. I definitely think that when you should have a standard for when you're reporting things, right?
Yeah.
I get that otherwise you can't say that you are doing things on the up and up. You can't say that like you try to be as truthful as possible.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, they like Sean, they respect the work he does as far, but he's not a journalist. He's
Mm.
a, he's sort of just, you know who I like that it's just, you do engagement farming, right? And you do the aggregator website. And then like Sean Rossap is the human aggregator machine. It's, and I know he's probably not the guy doing all that stuff. It's probably like some other like lower level guy, but
Mm.
there's guys on Fightful that do actual good work.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Sean is not one of them. I mean, Sean does good work for what he does, but to stand up and do that and like take claim for all that, that's his bag.
Yeah.
He
It's
he
like
stood on he stood on business and said, "Yeah, I do it. What? So what?" I'm like, man, you could have just said nothing.
when we're talking better, obviously we're talking about people like Grapsody and
Oh yeah,
they do
shout out to
great
you,
work.
Phil and Reg.
They do great work.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's like people give Denise Salcedo shit. And it's like, why? She does watch along stuff and she does interviews with WWE guys, and
yeah.
that was one of her goals to get there. And she got onto a panel for an NXT show a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Hey,
Good for her.
good for her. I definitely would not do that. Well, I'm not saying that right now. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm not saying I wouldn't. You know, could you
I'd
pay
rather
me?
be on an AEW panel because I watch them with more
Oh,
of a
dude.
vested interest in WWE.
You know,
I will be watching WWE for the writing stuff, but
I hope to, one day, I would like to call wrestling live, just to like,
hmm,
not for money or anything, just to do it.
yeah.
I just want to prove to myself that I can do it. That's sort of what I do that podcast with you, Matt, is just to prove that I can call a match. Um, and yeah, I think there should be standards when you're doing reporting. That's the problem. That was the problem
Yeah,
with the whole thing. He tried to report it as news. If he just stood in his lane and just said, "Oh, did you know that this wrestler blah blah blah," or "Did you know blah blah," like, "Oh yeah, WWE is gonna put all their library on Netflix." That's probably why we're seeing a bunch of guys get their shit taken down on YouTube, by the way.
Probably.
And it's sort of it's interesting. Shout out to Brian Turner. He had like 5,000 videos up. This wasn't even shit that WWE had on the network or were doing like as even on the old school network. This wasn't shit that they had on there,
It,
and they
it
went after
wasn't.
him.
It wasn't just WWE stuff. What
Yeah.
happened there was, in that case, was that YouTube's new AI detection system is absolute garbage, and decided that he was scamming and causing deception and botting people by putting all this wrestling stuff up. Well, at the same time, that same detection system suddenly decides that Matthew from Botchamania, with his videos, is endorsing bullying. I think the bit that got one of his videos, one of the Botchamanias flagged, was the bit from a AAA show recently with Mr. Iguana and the puppet was stomped on.
Oh man,
Apparently that's bullying now, according to YouTube. And I'm like,
that's
it's a
bullying.
puppet. YouTube
That's
is
funny.
Joe Lanza behind the AI system in YouTube and puppets are getting destroyed.
That's not. It's bad.
Oh man.
I know there was a channel that I liked, Brian's VHS Rehab or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who we're
They
talking
shut his
about.
channel down. They said it was for like scamming and like what was the rest of it? Like misinformation and like distasteful content. And I'm like, it's wrestling videos. He's not scamming anybody. It's not even monetized.
Yeah, it wasn't monetized. That was the crazy part. There wasn't like ads on it. So like it's somebody basically sought out all like the because like let's like break the wall down. Not like they did on Monday, but they didn't even break the walls down. So maybe they break the walls down onto Wednesday. Uh, like they basically went after his channel because he had content on there, and the only way that you're gonna find his channel because is like if you get a link and then blah 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 because it's not like all of his stuff is listed.
Yeah.
Uh, so it was somebody that knew about his channel that reported his channel and other channels that are doing this stuff. Um, but YouTube sucks. The algorithm sucks. Um,
More people need to make drives for, especially with wrestling stuff. More people need to make drives like Chris and a couple of others people.
hey, but YouTube's owned by Google, so soon people will come for those
Oh, I
drives.
know, but
But right now it's all cool. It's I remember the day that they took down Pro Wrestling Torrents. That was but how am I gonna watch my Unreal 666, man? How am I gonna watch my Ice Ribbon if you take down Pro Wrestling
yeah,
Torrents? But yeah, it's kind of a little. I mean, it sucks. I get why they're doing it, but like if you're not monetizing this stuff, like and if you're not, this isn't even like stuff that you own.
yeah,
Why are you doing this? Like, because he didn't have like that wasn't stuff that they even owned on it. They just deleted the whole channel. So I I also think that the WWE archive channels are trying to make they're going to try to work so those are the channels where you go to watch the old wrestling.
yeah.
Yeah, which is I think it'd be brilliant for them to start doing a subscription to those channels so you can just skip on the ads. I think people would
Mhm.
enjoy that.
Yeah, but what about people that have YouTube Premium for one reason or another don't get ads anyway? So um, the way I see it, if they're gonna do like the WWE Network on YouTube kind of thing, if they're gonna do that, they can't. They're gonna have to make it slightly cheaper than how much it was on for like $9.99. You could either make it the same as price as the network or make it slightly cheaper because the world has changed a lot since the network was launched in the case of monetary people affording things like this. I mean, a lot of the reasons with the satellite system I have, we pretty much have Netflix, Paramount Plus, Peacock, or a really crappy version of Peacock, um, and a couple of other channels all bundled in. But you have to be subscribed to the packages that Comcast basically give you to get them as additional things for free.
Yeah.
But it worked. Why someone never did that with wrestling, either with it be WWE or someone else, I do not know. In the same sense,
Well, yeah.
everyone should just make Plex servers for each other and just share them among themselves.
I mean, people do that. That's why I brought it up earlier.
Mm.
Oh wait, that wasn't even our conversation. Yeah, so if you guys have a Plex that you guys share, share your guys' Plexes. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool app. I am not sponsored by Plex. Uh, I am not sponsored by Google. And yeah, man, I'm so excited. Like I'm so excited to talk about the show we're talking about. Because so the first Wrestle Kingdom was in 2007, but the January 4th shows have been going on since I'm gonna take a little break right here. Before we talk about Wrestle Kingdom, I want to talk about some other stuff I watched. I did that whole preview for Noah 1-1, which I thought was all right. If you're gonna seek out, I'm gonna talk about the matches that I thought you should seek out. If you're gonna seek out matches this week, one of the first matches I'm gonna recommend because it was probably one of the best. It was probably the best non-New Japan match that you're gonna watch. Hiromu, featuring a New Japan guy. Okay, featuring a New Japan guy. We have Hiromu versus Amakasa for the GHC Junior belt. Oh my God, that
Oh,
was a fantastic match. This is like classic Hiromu doing dangerous stuff, but he was also being a bully, and they were hitting each other hard. And I would go. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but you should go see it. Hiromu. Imagine treating Hiromu as a star that he is, as a draw. Imagine like they announced the Hiromu match and they sold out Budokan. That's pretty amazing, right, guys? It's,
yeah.
also on that card, you would find Bushi versus one Mr. XXXX, who ended up being Tetsuya Naito, and or I guess I should say the ghost of Tetsuya Naito, because he was still doing some Christmas vibes. Uh, that man, CM Punk might have competition this year for worst wrestler of the year. Just keep saying.
Oh, have
Uh,
no faith in Naito.
boom, 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 but yeah, I just throwing shots out there. I, uh, you know, speaking of shots, I'm talking about that back shots match that Takeshita versus Ahito, Dan Chokodino, and Super Sasa Dango Machine.
Oh
You guys
man.
saw that. You guys saw that video. They spread him out, and Dino just made sure to get all his to release his inner chi. Um, absolute. Shout out to you, Jeremy Feinstein. He said that he also blessed Takeshita's knee pad. I think,
Oh good.
yeah, it was great stuff. They were going around the arena, like just getting blessings for the. The funny part is he didn't even use that knee pad for Wrestle Kingdom, so it didn't pay off. Uh, and then one of my favorite matches, of course, also is Kento Miyahara versus Yuma Anzai for the Triple Crown.
Yeah, this
Uh,
was fantastic.
it was
Oh,
amazing. If you guys have never seen um, Kento Miyahara, I don't
which
know
I
what you've
haven't.
been doing. Yeah, if you are a fan of pro wrestling, you need to watch Kento Miyahara matches. You want to talk
Yep.
about aura farming? I know you get canceled, but the guy's dead now. But this man grew up a Hulkamaniac. That's why his rights are red and yellow. That's why he wears red and gold. That's why he does the axe bomber and the big boot and a leg drop. this man took all the good aura firing from Hulk Hogan and put it towards himself. And Yuma Anzai is one of the, I think what the term was right was the hopes of Japan. Uh, you know, he's a handsome, tall guy. Great man. He's had a great like 3 years, and we talk about like how New Japan has like their young lions and young lions for like seven, sometimes. I think like Roppongi Vice was like not Roppongi Vice, Roppongi 3K were like young boys for like 9, 10 years almost. They were like 30 when they debuted. It's like, man, you could just like put your young guys up. And speaking of the young guys, shout out to Bad Cop Kato and Ishin for winning the All Asia Tag Belts. Tay, man, how'd you feel about that, man? I like that Kato actually showed out in that match. Now, because like Kato as part of like Gaja Kadora is not really the best work rate guy. You know, it might be between Johnny Valletta and Shun Skywalker. I like Johnny Valletta. That's not a joke.
Yeah,
I like Johnny. Johnny
I
be
think
good.
uh, I think it's a nice fit for those guys. I think Ishin is one of those wrestlers that can get over anywhere. And
Yeah,
then, like you said, Kato has the look. He doesn't necessarily have the work rate, but I
yeah.
feel like a lot of guys in All Japan aren't the best workers. So I think he fits a little more naturally almost over there because he can be one of the top guys,
Oh
or at
yeah.
least one of the better than average All Japan workers. So
Yeah. I one of the other All Japan watches I watched was Odyssey Jones and Zion. Shout out to the NXT 2.0 guys. Versus Ren Ayabe and Don Talos, who kind of looks like a skinny Big Show. Like if
Yeah,
Big Show was in
it's a sweet show.
he's just really skinny Big Show. It's kind of like uncanny.
It's
Um,
a, there's Talos is a cross between, to me, and keep in mind, watching him on the show with the Kendo match was the first time I'd seen a lot of people from all Japan. First time I'd ever watched modern day all Japan, so to speak. Where he reminded me of a cross between Lance Archer and Giant Silver.
oh shit, the giraffe guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone go see the greatest show. Oh yeah, you know, Giant Silver, one of the original Whoop Whoop juggalos out there. You know, my wicked wicked twisted clowns.
But honestly, the Kento match was he. I could see why he is like a big star over there, and he should be seen by more people. Because I was talking to Rachel from Kickout 2.99 about it on Blue Sky as I was watching the match, because I was asking them questions about, oh, so when did this all start with the Triple Crown matches where they did like these mini interview video things that during the entrances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that match, the All Asia Tag Team match, I really enjoyed that, especially when Kai was being a little shit near the end of it.
Oh, I love Kai. You know,
And they're dragging the referee out.
one of the best Dream Gate champions. I'm standing on that. Like, you know, he has his haters, but he really was one of the best Dream Gate champions they've had. I like Kai. He's a
Dragon
shithead.
Gate is another blind spot I'm trying to fulfill this year.
Oh yeah,
Um,
don't worry. I'll fill that hole for you, brother. Not like that.
but
Um, it's yeah, it was pretty good. It was good wrestling in Japan. I'd be remiss, you know, like I mentioned Konami versus dang it, why am I blanking? I know who it is. It's
Saya Ida.
Konami versus Saida. One of the stiffest matches you'll watch all year. Like this would be the equivalent of like a never open weight title match, like a classic never match, where you see two people just hit each other as hard as they can, as much as they can. Uh, you know, Big Saya is I really like her fire. She has this fire to her stuff, the chops, the work, the screaming. I love that part of Japanese women's wrestling. I say Japanese women's wrestling because if you say Joshi, you're kind of a weirdo to me. That's not a shot at you, Tim. I'm just joking. But it was one of the matches that I liked. I did like Saya versus Sariano. I know that it broke Rachel's heart. Bring up Rachel again because she was all about sorry winning that match, but sometimes it doesn't happen because sometimes you have these wrestlers that always lose, and sometimes they win, but this time they lost. One of the weirdly sort of you see these two different opinions on it. Matches was of course Sari versus Natsupoi. I don't know what people are doing, what they're listening to, or how they're watching wrestling, but people were saying that Sari wasn't getting anything from the crowd. She got heat, and the crowd cheered Poi, and Poi, unlike some other wrestlers, like a Chelsea Green, fought like she was dying and trying to come back from behind and get that win, and she tried her hardest, and she did everything, and like it was a really great match. I like Sariism because I'm an Inokiism guy, and it's just one of those things. How about you guys? What did you guys like over the outside of New Japan?
I would say one you didn't cover, and it's kind of like on the fringe of the week, and it wasn't in Tokyo, but I thought the semi main event of Dragon Gate's last show of the year, the Triangle Gate match
Oh,
between Love and Peace and the former Mochizuki Dojo, that was my favorite match of December.
yeah,
Um,
they just threw that match out as like a last minute like
yeah, they kind of just threw it together out of nowhere, and then it was like a career performance for like 4 out of 6 of those guys. It was incredible, and I don't know what was in the air that night, but
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. And like it was like, please guys, uh, watch Dragon Gate this year. That's gonna be a part of my New Year's resolution. I'm I'm going to I'm gonna want to have people be aware of Dragon Gate, watch Dragon Gate. It's probably my favorite promotion to watch. I know it's one of Tay's favorite promotions to watch because they do everything that I want in wrestling. They have the promos, they have
Well,
the guys with the looks, they have the fast-paced action because I like lucha libre. That's my favorite style of wrestling. That six-man tag was amazing. I I would
I
watch it.
mean, I mean, we need to. I think people should, if they're going to start getting into new, I guess, new Dragon Gate, it would be this year might be the best one because it is the 20th anniversary this year of that six-man tag at the ROH show.
Yeah.
The Blood Generation do fix it.
yeah,
Matchup.
yeah, and I think one of the things that kept me away from getting back into Dragon Gate for a while is everyone kind of warned you it's not Golden Era Dragon Gate anymore,
Yeah,
and that's true to an extent because those guys were so great in that era. But I think it's a little bit overblown because I think this roster still just has a lot of talent, and they summon it every now and then. It's not as frequent, but I would say like once a month you get like that classic Dragon Gate style.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like there's people have like this sort of like people, and those people are like, you know, uh, I was not gonna do that voice, but people like sort of have this thing of Dragon Gate was supposed to be this style, like what it was like in 2015 when they
yeah.
had all the prime guys there, and then like they say Lost Generation, and I'm just like, no, they're good, man, they're so good.
And one of the things too with Dragon Gate, I've noticed following the evolution in modern wrestling and TV rights and everything is um, not a lot of companies run multi shows anymore, and Dragon Gate's one of the few that still runs like 200 shows a year, and I think it really shows on their talent because their young guys just progress so much faster than any young guys anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. They because when we're talking about those young guys, because I was talking with Tay about this, with Ed about this, like for like a breakout wrestler of the year. I know I didn't like list that on my thing, but like I was stuck with that's why I didn't name it because I'm still like deciding on it. The two guys who popped out to me are Homare and Kimura. These are two guys they just debuted last year, and they work at such a level where like it's it's crazy how good they are. And then I also bring up like a guy like Daiki Odashima. Like Daiki is insanely
Yep.
good for just like being a year in. Guys like Masatora Yasuda, he's really great. Like from New Japan, like Daiki. Daiki is so good. I like him. Daiki reminds me of Tozawa, like young Tozawa. Like this is I think the next generation of wrestlers overall are going to be they're pretty well trained, especially in Dragon Gate. And
Yeah,
like you think about next generation because like I think even this year freaking Shun just finally turns 30 this year, but he feels like old hat in Dragon Gate. He
yep,
feels like a but like you put him anywhere else, and like he's part of that. Oh, this is the generation of guys that's gonna do something in pro wrestling, and I think
yeah,
there's just this there's how raising people up in pro wrestling right now in Japan. Everybody's kind of following the Joshi thing of like, okay, we train them and put them out there and see what happens. I think it's
yeah.
working, and like you
I think
kind of
so
see,
too.
yeah, it rules. Because Odashima, like in the old like the old standard, he wouldn't be shit for like 4 or 5 years, and then he'd have
Right.
to do an excursion. But like this dude didn't even go on an excursion yet. He's already won the GHC Junior with Daga. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, and like you were saying with Hamare, he debuted last August. I looked at Cade's match a couple days ago, and Hamare has wrestled more matches since he debuted in August that Nick Wayne has since he signed with AEW. So that's what I mean with like the work rate and how often they're working.
I
You know,
bet
this
he's
guy
worked
this
more,
guy's working.
dude. I bet he's worked more matches than Hook has worked matches.
Yeah, oh definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like how do you get better when you're working like 15 times a year? These guys are working 100 plus matches a year, which is the old
yeah.
school way. It beats your body up, but that's how you get better. That's the 10,000 hours.
Hey, yeah, but you know, you're not killing yourself doing like the small rural towns. They're not really because like not every show is taped, and you know, I kind of went to one of those like when I was in there, I
Right,
went to
right.
like one of those like regional shows, like you know, they're doing tumbling, they're doing a lot of comedy matches. But like with that, with all the experience, you like learn how different crowds react to, what things you're doing that the crowd reacts to. You know, like Hio, you know, everybody complained about Hio teaming up with Jiro, but like he learned a lot from Jiro in that tandem and like learning like how to interact with the crowd and how to like get the best out of just like standing around and trying to hype the crowd up. That's what he learned from Jiro because he was a little shit heel before, but I love the work he's putting out now, especially in the trios. Uh, that little bitch. I like Hio now. I don't know. I didn't think that would happen, but you know, I like him now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people's take on him. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for the future of Japanese wrestling. For the next 5 years. Uh, Not even like the young lions, because the young lions, yeah, they're great, but also like the guys who are in this Reiwa generation. Yoda Suji is absolutely a star. He's absolutely someone that I feel like they should have went with like a long time ago. And then I look at other guys like Takeshita, Horiguchi. Uh, I'm like there's this talent there that's just so good. I'll put David Finlay in there because David Finlay's only 32 years old, even though everybody treats him like he's 45. Uh, Ozawa, I like how Ozawa's a guy who puts boogers on people and breakdances, and he's one of the most over guys in wrestling. Imagine doing your world title match, you're cheating. Imagine Yoshitatsu, all right, Yoshitatsu from WWE. Imagine he's doing a run in, and the audience cheers the run in because they want their guy to win the title so bad. Imagine that. That's it. Imagine Yoshitatsu coming out to a pop. That's that's what happened. He when he came out to do the interference spot in the the heavyweight world championship, he got a pop for coming out, and he got a pop for interfering in the match and taking the ref out so that Ozawa wouldn't lose. I just think that's funny. Uh, like
I
guys like
found
that. Yeah. Go ahead, Matt.
with that the whole Inamura Ozawa thing from the Noah show. I found that I found that incredibly funny from the beginning of the damn video packages because for some reason I don't know whose idea it was, but giving Inamura a logo that is the Clockwork Orange font with the music in the with the Clockwork Orange music being used, like various pieces of classical music used in Clockwork Orange used as the video package. I'm thinking, okay, it was really darkly funny, and then to have him somehow win a year on from when Ozawa got his coronation of a sort,
Mm.
it's like it's going to be interesting because if they're not, they want clearly they really want to push Inamura because he's just come back from NXT excursion, etc. Hence the cowboy hat and all the other shit. And it's like they're gonna have to be careful because Ozawa's gonna get he's gonna go over more than Inamura, which you've just basically proven by saying Yoshitatsu coming out getting a pop. It's like
Yeah,
Yoshitatsu getting a pop. Where are we?
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy that he got that reaction. Imagine the heels getting, imagine like House of Torture getting a, oh wait, we don't have to imagine. They did that in the G1 finals. Um, yeah, man,
I was going to say they did that. House of Torture had their show where they could actually get pops, and it was that Purge House of Torture thing that they put on at the end of last year.
oh yeah, that evil Shun Skywalker match was pretty funny to me. That's
Yeah,
funny because that's my two worlds. Those are my two worlds colliding. Tay knows like Shun is one of my guys. Well, and then all you guys know that like Evil is my favorite wrestler. That's not a joke. He is one of my favorite wrestlers. Like
yeah.
I love the attitude. I love the gear. Matt, you're a big metal guy. That the House of Torture merchandise,
The
sick.
House of Torture merchandise is great, and you know something like the aesthetic of the House of Torture is caught on when WWE rip you off for the Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
House of Judgment, I was calling them for like 6 months.
Uh, I'm gonna take this little bit because news today I'm gonna is that the Bullet Club is officially dead.
Yep,
Um,
they have spent all of their magazines.
I I bought one of the not the original Bullet Club shirts, but the iconic one. I bought that off Matt and Nick from like a PWG.
yeah.
Uh, and it was cool because like it had like it was actually nice because they screen printed it on their own. So like it's not like the bullshit you get from pro wrestling tees. I hate that.
Gildan. Ugh.
Yeah, so their stuff was like I don't know what I think the Young Bucks printed it like on like the whatever the American Apparel style t-shirts, and then like it was pretty cool because it was screen printed, so it actually the paint looked nice. It wasn't like just a JPEG sort of just direct to garmented on a t-shirt. It was actually pretty nice. Um, and I gotta say, I like that shirt. I bought it because I was a mark for I'm always gonna mark for the Young Bucks because Rancho Cucamonga represent. Uh, what they mean to wrestling, I guess, 2013 they debuted. Fergal was, he was the leader. Fergal, Tama, Carl Anderson, and Bad Luck Fale, FKA
Mm.
Bad Luck Fale, now known as Don Fale. I don't want to dead name him. Um,
Yeah, he got lucky. It's all right.
yeah, so it's Don Fale is a pretty good ass name, honestly. Uh, And the whole thing, real rock and roller with him coming out with the jacket and like it was a cool vibe. And then like we move on, like Finn leaves, Finn Balor. AJ Styles comes in and like it's a whole different like ball game when AJ comes in because now they go fully NWO. They're already doing fully NWO because like when they got Antonio Inoki's favorite wrestler, Doc Gallows, into the company. Uh, yeah,
Bullshit.
they This is bullshit. Stop. Stop. Get out my ring. Uh, this is they sort of did the whole NWO thing. We had the AJ, then like we had one of the first big turns with the Yujiro turning on Chaos, costing Okada the world title for AJ Styles. and that sort of kicked off like everybody like gunning on the Bullet Club train for the first part,
Yeah.
because like that 2014 to 2015 run was incredible for them. AJ Styles had some of the best matches with Tanahashi, with
Suzuki.
Okada, Suzuki. Oh, that G1 match with Suzuki and
Yeah.
Okada, with Suzuki.
Oh,
That match with Ibushi where he catches Ibushi on the Phoenix Splash and does the Styles Clash. Oh man, like and I'm talking about AJ Styles because he also announced like it's his retirement year. And, we're talking about big retirements this year. We talked about John Cena earlier this year. Uh, we're talking about this is the Hiroshi Tanahashi retirement. So it's it's fun. AJ Styles is gonna retire this year, but he that Bullet Club run. I think that's exactly how he was able to get that WWE contract because they wanted him after that. They
yeah.
didn't want to touch him. They didn't want to touch him after TNA. He had to get
No,
the
I think
stink of TNA off of him.
it's good timing. I think AJ is going to
Yeah.
retire soon. It's probably time to
Oh
wrap it
yeah.
up with the Bullet Club. It had become so scattered later on. It was kind of starting to look more like a merch brand than an actual stable anyway. So
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's good.
Yeah.
Well,
You could still
it
buy
was
your you can still buy the Bullet Club Gold shirt on AEWmerch.com. I am not sponsored by AEW, so
I mean,
that's fine.
Bullet Club was near the end when suddenly just, oh yeah, Finley's the leader now, and they didn't really do anything to build that up.
Oh yeah. And
Once that
yeah,
happened,
yeah, once that happened. Because like we got when Kenny Omega took over because he like when he hit the one wing angel on AJ and then that was it. And
yeah,
then the whole elite thing. And I love Kenny Omega, great wrestler. And like they blew up. Like Bullet Club is the reason that we see AEW. That's
yeah.
the whole reason. That's the we heard Bullet Club on WWE more than we hear it on New Japan. Like I think that's funny. Like over the last year, we've heard Bullet over the last like decade, we've heard Bullet Club reference on WWE TV so
Yeah.
much. It's
Right.
funny. This oh yeah, Finn Balor was the leader of the Bullet Club. Oh, AJ Styles was the leader of the Bullet Club. Oh no, Cody was the leader of the Bullet Club. No, Tama Tonga, Tangaroa, Hikuleo, all Bullet Club. It's
Everybody.
everybody's a Bullet Club. They
Jeff
even like
Jarrett.
called them the OC for the original club, even though the only original member there was Carl Anderson. It's it was good branding. I think like the logo itself was good branding. I am not gonna wear a Bullet Club shirt now because I'm probably gonna get questions about like, so what America are you from? I'm probably gonna get that question.
Oh
Uh,
God.
Ooh,
that's
it's,
Probably. Although I will say, like, Bullet Club shirts have become a lot like, say, like a Rolling Stones or like a Nirvana shirt,
oh
where
yeah.
you have a lot of people wearing it now. They don't even know what the hell that is. They have
I
no
c-
idea.
yeah,
I cannot wait for Urban Outfitters to sell a Bullet Club shirt for $50. Cannot wait.
yeah.
Well,
TK/TJ Maxx selling it for like $30.
that's
Yeah,
Kenny
some reason we
Omega.
call it TK. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly, it's something that Bullet Club is something that I don't know. Maybe it's important for a lot of people that just got into New Japan like post 2016 with Kenny
Yeah.
Omega, the elite, the elite being the elite, YouTube channel, all that stuff like kind of coincided. You wear a Bullet Club shirt in public like I did used to, and then like I'd get you two people would throw up the too sweet, and I'd be like, no. Uh,
I mean, honestly, the end point for Bullet Club should have been after the United Empire cage match, that big 10-man cage match thing that happened.
yeah,
After that, it should have been ended there rather than this whole House of Torture want to control Bullet Club. No, the War Dogs want to control Bullet
Yeah,
Club. It was
yeah.
like,
yeah,
It feels like it's a bit of a bummer that it went out with the whimper it did, but that's because,
yeah.
like you said, it missed all these marks where it should have went out.
yeah.
But at the very least, Hopefully, this means less Chase Owens on my fucking screen.
Hey,
Mm.
I was so happy he wasn't booked for the show we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about that show. I definitely Bullet Club was something to think about because that's the first time that we heard about New Japan since like WCW. Well, they were with TNA, but like that's the first
It was,
time we heard like this reference on on WWE television.
yeah,
AEW television, of course, their top guys came from the Bullet Club. Cody, Kenny, Bucks. It's that's the whole that's the whole
in,
Cody emblem. The Kenny Cody Rhodes got that shit tattooed on the side of his neck. All right.
in all fairness, with New Japan, the Bullet Club faction was essentially the first time I think a lot of people knew that New Japan did factions at all,
Yeah.
because I'm sure people you say to people, oh, like the Mackay Club in the 2000s, people go, what the fuck is the Mackay Club? you know,
Makai Club, Great Bash Hill. We're talking
yeah,
about Chaos. Uh,
CTU,
yeah, CTU. The Control Terrorism Unit with Ghetto Jado.
like
Jais Yushin Liger. It's down there. Yeah, dude. Somebody should do the CT Crash as a finish. I really liked when. Well, I mean, I guess Roddy does it kind
yeah,
of. Oh, I think we have our guest. Here we
cool.
go. Hey, what's up, man? I'm gonna take a break right here so I can reset. So yeah, we're gonna do our review like right now, ladies and gentlemen. Just
What?
give me a second.
What? Oh man, I was so sick. I was so sick, dude. I had no idea where that shit just
Hey, 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 this is Doc. If you're enjoying the music, please head on over to SoundCloud, hit up my baby cousin, hit up Nichelangelo Music, that's NIKOANGELOMUZIK, Nichelangelo Music on SoundCloud. Hit him up for any music inquiries because this boy makes that hot stuff. Thank you so much.
All right. Just as we've been talking, I gotta tell everybody here because we've been doing this show. We had the preliminary introductions. I got Zombie on here, Zombie Gone. I got Take Hazy on here. I got Matt Dawson on here. But ladies and gentlemen, coming to the building, we gotta introduce. Uh, if you believe in the power of the pyramid, if you believe that Kenny Omega was the last good thing about the Bullet Club. If you believe you can achieve, we got with us here one half of One Nation Radio. We got with us one of the biggest sinners out there because I went to the WB. I went to the WB lot. I had to hang out with Big Zaz. Uh, and I sent big homie here a picture of the guitar from Sinners. I got with us here, of course, Rich Lotta. How you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm good, Doc. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate your patience in allowing my schedule to kind of make this whole thing happen. I was out grocery shopping and all that.
Hey,
I don't eat, I don't live. So
hey, hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. Like I was saying earlier, like when you buy the big boxing card, you just wait till like 9 p.m. to like, it's time to sit in and time to watch. Because we got to get the big main event rich up here. And we're of course talking about Wrestle Kingdom 2025, Wrestle Kingdom 20, the 20th Wrestle Kingdom. First Wrestle Kingdom was all the way back in 2007. You guys, can you believe that? That was like in the odds, which is like a couple decades ago, man. We
That's
are
when I
2 decades
graduated
into
high
this.
school that year.
God
Man,
dang, well, I, sh- dude, I think I graduated college with this is Unk Talk right now. Uh, and like, this is the biggest show of the year, and it always is at the beginning of the year, because New Year's is of course a big deal. It's like the whole week is like a holiday in Japan. So Itenyon, one form means something there because I think it's part of the holiday week or something. And they've been running this show since all the way back in 1992. The first main event was the IWGP World Heavyweight, the IWGP Heavy Q champion, the heavyweight champion Tatsumi Fujinami versus Riki Choshu, one of the one of the greatest, and it was of course a double gold dash, because Choshu at the time was actually had the belt, the greatest 18 belt, which was of course a belt that it had the 18 greatest wrestlers of all time who's decided would be the champion, and Choshu won the belt. So that was a unification match. So the first one four main event was actually a double gold dash. I want that known to people. And we're talking about 20 Wrestle Kingdoms, man. 20 Wrestle Kingdoms. And when we talk about 20 Wrestle Kingdoms and we're talking about this show, the greatest Wrestle Kingdom wrestler of all time, Tanahashi, Hiroshi. This is his retirement show. This was the culmination of a 26-year journey. Uh, I said this on my preview shows. I said this on my year-end show, but Tanahashi is literally one of my wrestling gods, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I'm gonna say this with my chest out, the greatest babyface wrestler of all time.
and he's
And
got a great argument for that.
yeah, it's like
I
I
mean,
think
like,
about dudes like it's him, Ricky Steamboat. I'm gonna say Ricky
Yeah.
Morton. Like it's honestly, he is one of those guys that you just see and you know that he's gonna bring it. A couple of our friends, our mutuals, like went to the show. Shout out to the young boy. Shout out Joshua Smith. Shout out to Jeremy Donovan. Shout out to Jeremy Feinstone. Shout out to Kazumi Nare. Shout out to, of course, the lovely Trish. Shout out to the Japanese dudes out, the dudes who live in Japan, Pingu, and shout out to, Cardo. Like, I'm so jealous. Shout out to Floyd Johnson Jr., making that trek from Oklahoma all the way to Tokyo.
Big Floyd.
Y'all doing it big out there. Lucky dudes getting to it. All that I saw I saw a young boy put away like 18 plates of sushi. Yo,
Damn, I
God
would.
damn.
like yo, okay, I guess he's trying to catch up with Joey Chestnut. But it's we're out here, we're talking Wrestle Kingdom. What are your guys takes on Wrestle Kingdom? Because we're on to the 20th Wrestle Kingdom. Like,
Man,
what does Wrestle Kingdom mean to you guys?
Wrestle Kingdom's got to be big. It's the whole idea of Wrestle Kingdom is they're not just representing themselves; they're representing Japan. Like it's got to be big.
I would
Yeah.
say, and for me, the first Wrestle Kingdom I ever watched was Wrestle Kingdom 9. And very quickly, I felt like it's basically told, oh, yeah, this is the Japanese WrestleMania. But I'm like, nah, like I quickly learned that this is its own thing. And it's, it's a historical pro wrestling day in itself with the January 4 tie-in that's been going back, before the Tokyo Dome existed. The fact that it starts the year and it's the biggest show of the year. The tradition is something I love about it. Some of the greatest wrestlers that, in my opinion, have ever lived really made their name, including Tanahashi, on this stage. And without Wrestle Kingdom 9, I don't think I'm nearly as big of a pro wrestling fan as I am, and I don't expand like my my taste to be able to talk about things around the world without it. And subsequently, that whole generation of guys underneath it, from you look at Wrestle Kingdom 9 on, and this is like, I would probably say 9 through before the pandemic. Like that was like this really special time of all guys all peaking all together at the same time, pushing each other, and then the booker also peaking at the same time. It was magic, really.
Yeah. We talk about like these legendary like Hall of Famers, like legends in the business again, like Kenny Omega. We're talking about Masahiro Chono. We're talking about Keiji Muto. We're talking about AJ Styles. We're talking about dude. We're talking about some of
Nakamura,
the
Naito,
Nakamura,
Okada,
Naito.
Osprey, Hiromu.
Oh God, Desperado. Even though he has a couple of haters out there, we're talking about like Makabe, Shibata, Goto, Zack Sabre Jr. We're talking about the best of the best, and they all work this show.
I mean, even a high Jeff Hardy worked this show at one point.
That's true.
Tetsuya Naito versus Jeff Hardy. Don't look that one up, kids.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. That's high Jeff Hardy somehow worked everywhere. It was interesting.
Yeah.
He had insane work rate for all those drugs he was on.
Hey man,
he was everywhere.
I think that's something about the early Wrestle Kingdoms too that are notable. Is just some of the kind of freak show matches that you would see on them. Why do I need Team 3D the Dudley Boys on these shows? Like what's going on here?
Hey, one of my favorite things, because before Wrestle Kingdom became bigger here in the West, was TNA did global. They called it Global Impact. They didn't even use like the Wrestle Kingdom. Then they called that shit Global Impact. But you had matches like Tomko and Giant Bernard on there. You had, I think they fought like Great Bash Heel. The Dudleys fought Great Bash Heel. One of the best matches for me, like that I saw like in that period, was of course Kurt Angle versus Yuji Nagata. I was craving like prime Kurt Angle, and that match was like an example of that Kurt Angle who would do the wrestling, be the intensity, and he wasn't doing all the like for
late watching them live, just because it's that special moment. And this year was kind of a return to form, because since the pandemic, they just haven't felt quite as big or quite as special. But this one, especially with the sellout, it kind of brought that old feeling back, especially when we got to the top 3 matches on the card.
Yeah. I mean, with Wrestle Kingdom, the last few years, I think trying to do a WrestleMania with the 2-day stuff in a couple of years was a very bad idea, pandemic or not. I also like that this one felt more back to the vision of Wrestle Kingdom, rather than there wasn't anything too freaky on there like in the Inoki days. So you wouldn't have someone like Brian Johnson showing up from UFC randomly to do a match for like 10 minutes. But the equivalent of that this time was Aaron Wolf, essentially, because no one has any idea if he was good or not. But yeah, I think this year is definitely proven that New Japan, when it comes to it, can bring the game back, bring the feeling back, restore the feeling or whatever.
Yeah, restore the feeling. Like we talked about the death of the Bullet Club, and like we finally in the Reiwa generation we're moving forward, and what was the number on there? What was the attendance? I think it was like 46,000 or something.
Yeah, big.
Hold on. Like imagining that like from the beginning of last year, and they lost like their guys, like they lost Okada, and they lost Naito, and it's just Uh,
It's a testament to Hiroshi Tanahashi and
yeah.
people's love for him. Like people flew from around the world to go pack that place out, and I would have loved to do it. I just planned poorly or whatever. But
The same here, bro. I would have loved to
yeah,
have gone.
I would have loved to go on. But I hate to kick the can down the road and like say, let's see where they are next year. Just when you don't have the Tanahashi thing, but I feel like that is pertinent to mention. And now the work really begins now because I think for one night, New Japan was able to like grab the wrestling world by the throat and be like, "Yo, we're here." It hasn't been going well, in a lot of cases, but we've got guys that are ready to start making their way in light of the departure of Tanahashi. And yeah, it might not be 46,000 next year, but there's going to be something to work towards. I feel like it's like, oh yeah, you did it once. Everybody on that card should kind of be inspired to go get that again.
Yeah, the the work definitely starts now. Uh, the what we see out of the wrestlers is I think a lot of guys on this card tried their hardest. We saw a lot of guys do a lot of media for this. The thing about this show, the special part about this show, besides it being Tanahashi, the 46,913. 46,913. I couldn't do the fake voice, but that was my attempt at it. We is this is the first time they aired on terrestrial TV on TV Asahi. One of the progenitors of that is of course like Saya Kamatani. Thank you Saya-sama for giving them all that. We're seeing like all this. There was a lot of advertisements for this like around Tokyo. Shout out to Cardo because like he told me about like you would see like the advertisements for this show to promote how big
Yeah.
the show is, and
Yeah, and
it's
this one had a lot of advertising on social media, which is a bit of a departure to previous years. They weren't very heavy on that sort of advertising previously, and I do think it helped. I do think it worked
yeah
because even among the wrestlers, there's much more of a social media culture now.
yeah I think what was reported I think that's what Meltzer said on I think he said this day was it was like a 3.1 3.5 million people watch this show. That's more than you get for Raw. That's more than you get for SmackDown. That's more than you get for Dynamite. It's so a lot of people tune into this show in the country of Japan. And like that's huge. Like that's huge to get 3.15 million people to watch this wrestling show and to stay there. It's I'm so happy that that's the around the number they got, and I'm so happy like I hope that they're able to convert these people who are lapsed fans, who are like older people who used to watch, or like they converted these people who just found this wrestling thing, and like how we all got into wrestling is we just randomly saw it on TV and then oh this is something that I like. I'm hoping they did that because like this is a big accomplishment. What they wanted this to be a big show and they got it to be a big show, and we're gonna start breaking it down because this is the first match on the show. We have, of course, Katsuya Murashima and Masatora Yasuda versus Shoma Kato and Tatsuya Matsumoto. I believe the finish was Boston Crab on Matsumoto. It was pretty hot for me. And coming out of this, they just announced a Young Lions Club, and I'm looking very much towards to the Young Lions Club. This new batch of Young Lions, uh, absolutely, they got the crowd hyped up, and the next match afterwards, the crowd sort of just died back down. But I like this match. It was a fun little sprint. You guys have anything on this match?
I actually missed the pre-show. I made it there in match one.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
same here. But I have seen a lot of Murashima, having watched New Japan, and I like him a lot. I'm just hoping that he doesn't retire as a young lion because it feels like he's been there forever.
It does. It does. I mean, hopefully, like what Tanahashi told Dancho Dino, hopefully he doesn't sell him to Dancho Dino. But stranger things have happened. Uh, yeah, I just thought it was like a fun little tag team match. We'll move through this. We of course have the New Japan World Television Championship. El Fantasmo defeats Chris Brooks It was the El Phantasmo Chris Brooks match, just in
Yeah,
a
exactly.
big, it was just in a big stadium instead of like Shinjuku face, where this probably would have gotten more over, or Shinkiba first ring. You know, it was a nice little distraction. Uh, I gotta say the Bret Hart cosplay was pretty funny to me. You know,
There's more Bret Hart cosplay. We had enough of that in wrestling.
oh
Jesus
man,
Lord.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
Bret Hart cosplay, but I think inoffensive, completely inoffensive match for early on the card. No issues. Nothing
yeah,
special, but it absolutely has a home there.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I co-sign that. I got the start time of the pre-show wrong, so I got in right as they were doing their entrances. And yeah, if you've seen an ELP match, especially with the TV title that has the time limits, that's what this was.
Yes, sir. Um, they were so close to going to the draw because this is a 15-minute time limit title match. But you know, it was what it was. It was the White Boy special. I don't think there's an equivalent White Boy special for James Boyd because you know he has that James Boyd special match, but this is not quite it. Um, Shout out to you, James. We of course now start off with the first match of the show, the the Rambo for the Never Openweight six-man tag team championships. TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr., Ryohei Oiwa, or Roy as they call him, and Hartley Jackson win the match with Zack doing the European clutch on Oleg Boltin. I thought it was a fun match. The entrances were fine. I think people really that first entrance by Kase Takechi, winner of the Prescription Award for Newcomer of the Year. It was, the Japanese hip hop is what it is. He's part of like that Rampage group. They were out there dancing and singing and rapping as the Japanese rappers rap. And the match itself was it was a it was a Rambo. It was a Rambo. So I'm happy that Harley Jackson went from working Glee and working like Osaka Pro and Revue and was able to go to the Tokyo Dome and win a title in New Japan. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like he's one of those cases where you can see him gradually become more confident in the company as time went on, which
Yeah,
is good.
yeah.
And match was good. I'm not always the biggest Zack Saber guy, but watching the match, you can tell that he gets it. Like he knows it's Wrestle Kingdom. Like we got to work. We got to work.
I gotta
I
say also, Sonata's fit was interesting.
Sonata doing Sonata things.
I felt bad for a lot of these guys. Like it's just dozens and dozens of them coming in. Like Hiroki Goto and Zack Sabre Jr. were holding the IWGP belt most of the year, and they were in this.
In the opener.
The tag
We
guys
had the
were here,
Rich,
Ishii here.
Rich. We had three IWGP World Champions in this match of the last 3 years. We had Sonata, we had Goto, we had Zack Sabre Jr. in there. Those
Life,
are those
life
are
comes
three
at you
former.
fast.
Yo,
Yeah.
hey man,
So I
We
was
had
I was
the
glad to see Ishii be able to make that walk again.
yeah.
Anytime Ishii can do that, I'm happy.
You were saying something, Tay?
I was just echoing uh, that we had the Wrestle Kingdom main event from last year in this match.
Yo, that's that's crazy. Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Shooter was in the thing. I gotta
Yeah, them
say,
shorts look crazy.
oh yeah, yeah. Some people were calling them diapers. Like
Oh,
I don't know why he was trying to look like 1999 Billy Gunn in there, but like those shorts were crazy. You know, Match number four, Fury, the IWGP World Champion versus Saya Kamatani, the New Japan Strong Women's Champion. Uh, my favorite, the greatest Filipino wrestler of all time, because I'm gonna claim him. Suri, got the win. I was surprised she got the win. I was surprised, but also not surprised. but this was the first the women's double gold dash title for title match in the history of Wrestle Kingdom, and they got 12 minutes and 10 seconds. This is the longest women's match in the history of Wrestle Kingdom, and they used that to their advantage. They worked a fast pace. You know, Saya brought the drama, Syuri brought the kicking. It was a pretty good match. It was a pretty good match. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I would not have guessed it was only 12 minutes. That match was good at hooking me. It felt like it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I thought, like, all right, sure, for context for me, Shuri and Saya Kamatani are perhaps my two favorite Stardom wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
And I almost would have preferred to see this match in Stardom because I felt like they basically had like the back half of like what one of their main events would be, and they just cut out everything that would be the setup, which would be the multiple hate spots, and then like just like kind of the exhibition-y stuff to warm everything up to really set the tone for that drama. So I don't think the drama element was necessarily there for me.
Yeah.
But it was great to see him on that stage. I just think it
Oh.
would have been better at Stardom.
It probably would have been better as like because I talked about Queendom the other at the beginning of this. Queendom was a good show. Saya versus who'd she fight? Saya versus Saori was a good match. That's like if you guys want to see Saya at her top level, watch the Saya defense versus Saori Ano. This was not gonna be like the best because they're only gonna get this much, and it's a miracle they got this much, right,
I
Rich?
was saying, and for them, like 12 minutes is enough to do their thing because, like, in the undercards on Stardom, like they're used to getting like 12 minutes on the undercard and stuff like that. But like when I see these two names, I want like main event
Yeah,
time for them personally.
yeah. Hopefully this leads to a to a to a Stardom to the Stardom title match because I want to see them do this again,
Yeah,
and I want to see them get like that 45 minutes that
yeah. A proper run back with enough
yeah.
time to fit in all your story elements. Yeah.
Yeah. Saya, like I said at the beginning of this, Saya is a TV star. Fury is is an actress. She's a known actress. So this was like, and you know that the TVSI and Bushiroad picked these two for that purpose because they're known faces to the public in Japan, especially with Saya getting all that TV time. Uh, this was this was a good advertisement for Stardom, and they weren't presented as like get in, get out. They had the celebration. They were both crying in the ring. I like the part where Saya does that thing where like she sort of like kisses the person when she loses and stuff. And they were crying because like this is like 50,000 people for them and they're on TV. So this is crazy. This is you never saw this for Joshi wrestling, especially if you look over the last 18 years, which is it's the 18th anniversary for Syuri for to be a wrestler. She didn't never know that she would be on this level in front of this many people, and that's pretty cool to see that, man. It was really cool to see that. Um, and you have anything on
Yeah.
this, Matt?
No, I haven't seen it yet,
Okay.
but I'm looking forward to it because I've heard about it being. I've heard about Saya. Well, there's a reason, obviously. Saya won the MVP
MVP.
award.
Yeah. But I was so happy for them to get at least 10 minutes, but they went to 12, and I was like, oh, okay, if they got 15, we might have had the whole Stardom thing, but it is what it is. It was a fun little match. Not fun little. It was a fun match. It was a fun match. It was
Yeah.
like, they're not gonna get the time that you think they were gonna get, but they got time. And of course, the next match number 5, we have the unaffiliated War Dogs. Of course, David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, Gilla Maloney, and Shingo Takagi and Hiromu, who had one of the best junior heavyweight matches I've seen over the last 3 years with Amakasa 3 nights before. And they were facing, of course, the United Empire, who were, we had the big announcement of Andrade, El Idolo, a couple days back, but we also had, Callum Newman, the Prince, Great Okan, Hanari making his return after almost dying in the last. I think the last match he had was the War Dogs cage match where they almost killed him. And
Yeah.
of course, the returning. Yeah, y'all know who I love. I love to do this. The king of juice style. We have the good-looking guy, the good-looking emperor, the smart bastard, turning his back on the War Dogs, returning to the ring after I think a year and a half. We have Jake Lee as the new member of the United Empire, and
And
he hit the face break shot and he won with with one hand like Ludwig Borga. He got a Ludwig Borga pin on Hiromu.
Crazy. The United Empire guys, like, this is just the most mismatched group of people. I don't think, like, when I look at these guys on screen, I was like, have these guys ever had a conversation together? What would they
right.
Yeah, these people don't make sense. Like,
It's like each of them look like they could be from an entirely different corner of the globe. Like that
correct.
you would not know.
I guess that's the point. Where's the United Empire? I'm like, look, man, I don't see no type of continuity. Like here, like they couldn't figure
Yo,
out what to eat.
yeah, like they weren't even color coordinated. There was like the visual, like I guess like they all look like they're in different factions because you have Callum doing the Finn Balor cosplay. We got
Yeah.
Oka. He's like he's that Mongolian vampire Jiangxi kind of thing. You got Hanare just looking like a lost member of the bloodline. Um,
I say, what do Andrade and Hanare talk about? Like
I don't know,
they just
man.
like
Because I know Andrade doesn't retain his mana. You know.
right.
Imagine Hanari trying to red pill all these dudes. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god.
Um,
It probably work on that. What's that kid's name? Jay Austin Young or whatever it is.
oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, Switchblade or whoever the fuck.
Shingo's
man.
on the other team, Doc.
Yeah, Shingo was on the other team. Oh man, yo, man. I know like what they're talking about. I'm gonna talk about that stuff when we get to the main title match. But this was a match. I like the Finlay Hiromu sort of partnership where they abuse each other. It was fun. It was funny that the superplex kind of just led to the finish. Because the big spot was, Hiromu gets powerbombed onto everybody. And then Hiromu superplexes David Finlay onto everybody. But then after that, Jake Lee just sort of sneaks up on Hiromu and just hits the face break shot and just pins him with the one hand. It was kind of like an abrupt ending, but it's a New Japan mid card match. So mid card multi-man match.
Yeah. I Gay Kid was so awesome last year in the Dome. This kind of felt beneath him for me. I think they should be doing more with him, but maybe in the next couple months, like New Japan Cup or something.
Oh yeah. Next match was the Doki Games match. We have El Desperado beating Kosei Fujita, Taiji Ishimori, and Sho. I man, I mean I like the whole little run-ins they did with the tag team match. They did more to build up the tag team match than the actual the IWGP Junior match. But it's so weird to have a 1-4 without an IWGP Junior match. It seems like this should have been
Who decided
maybe
this?
why not just take out Show, put in Doki, make it a 4-way for the title? That probably would have been a way better match.
Yeah, and that could have accomplished it. It's weird to have this match that really was just a preview for the title match on Dash.
Yeah,
Yeah, this match was bad too.
it was
this match
not
bad.
good.
It seemed like they got less than 8 minutes. They got everyone apparently hates El Desperado now. What I'm gathering,
Apparently,
it's it just seems like nothing about Desperado excites me at all. Like even when he was rising up and stuff like that, I'm like, he's not as good as Hiromu. Like he's not as good as Ospreay. Like and then everyone was going crazy for the guy. I'm like, all right, maybe it's just something I don't understand. But as we've got 5 years removed from that point, it's like, where is anyone else to really give us this junior heavyweight wrestling like that? I think New Japan is kind of famous for.
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
seems like
like
it's the Despy, era, and it's just like it doesn't really excite me personally.
I mean, when you've got Alan Farrell, who is like Mr. Positive in Japan, basically saying that the junior heavyweight division needs a retooling after he's watched it for about 21 years, you know that something is completely wrong.
yeah, Despy would rather be working
Death matches.
YVS Hall death matches. I love his death match stuff. That's cool for me. The junior heavy stuff, like he's been way past it for so long that like when he was doing when he got the never open shot, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that would be like the new wave with him and Hiromu. But we still like Fujita got like a superstar entrance and then got treated like a nothing.
I
And
mean,
then
it's just the state of that junior division where, yes, it was a freak accident the year before with Suki getting injured, and so it only lasted about 5 minutes. But to go from that to this, it's just, and show has regressed. Fuck me. Show has regressed so badly, even with
Mhm.
the whole House of Torture branding on him. It's just like, look, I get it. You want to be, you're trying to be a cocky heel. You're trying to do all that shit with, I will protest in the ring and all that crap the last few months. I'm just like, dude, just do what you did when you were in Roppongi 3K and just wrestle.
Yeah,
Fine.
that would be nice. But the tag team title match they had the next day was pretty good. My boy Robbie Eagles, fellow Pinoy, won the tag team title back with Kosei Fujita, which it just seems like Fujita's sort of like in a holding pattern for some stupid reason. But I digress. We're moving on to like the three big matches now. Uh, we have, of course, for the never openweight championship, Big Bad Aaron Wolf versus my favorite wrestler, Evil. Uh, and Evil was the perfect opponent for him. I thought the heel work that Evil did the whole build to this, the humiliation theme for he kept humiliating Aaron Wolf, but Aaron Wolf would hit those side tosses, those judo tosses. When he came out with his head shaved, I was like, this was title versus hair, and you shaved your head already? Did
Yeah,
like
the press conference the day before had Evil basically say, "If I beat you, you can't wear a judo gi ever again. You've got to shave your head.
and your beard?
You've got to look generic young lion, basically,
Yeah,
until you can beat me."
He's like, I'll take
And
care of all that myself.
yeah,
I'm gonna shave my head. When he took off the gi, I was like, oh, okay. But like, he used to have like a hairy chest, right? And I was like, oh man, you just disappointed so many of his because he has fangirls. I know you. Like, I know he has fangirls out there that are like, oh. But like, he shaved his head. He came out there. He had the gi on. Like, he had a vibe with the gi. He looked pretty cool in the gi. But then he went full, young boy, and I guess that's the transformation. No, like I'm a wrestler. This is who I am.
uh,
And
he, he he did look like he had a bit of a bear look to him. To be fair,
yeah,
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 I miss his hair.
I
I,
do. He
I
had
think the
good
haircut.
hair.
I think the haircut works kind of for the look.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like,
yeah,
It works for the look. I just think he looked better with hair. It's all personal preference.
yeah,
It doesn't actually matter.
right,
yeah.
yeah,
Like I was very skeptical of Aaron Wolf because I didn't
yeah,
really know anything about the guy, and I was hearing some people say he's just this national hero, and then he's got these heavy expectations to carry the company now and like be the ace and stuff like that. And I think he did a great job. Obviously they took some shortcuts. I was kind of actually more impressed with his pro wrestling stuff than any of
yeah.
like the judo throws and anything.
The
I was
power
like, okay,
slam was sick, man. The power slam
yeah,
he hit on him was that's Ishii style. That's Kensuke style. This dude came in there as a pro wrestler. He came in his first match in the Tokyo Dome, 29 minutes 30 seconds. And like I know people will like say like, oh yeah, WWE had like Floyd Mayweather and do this stuff like oh fucking Logan Paul, but Logan Paul is not he is not a judo black belt won the gold medal, won multiple world titles. And I'm a big Aaron Wolf mark from his judo days because I'm a shooter. But like this, he completely. I love him using the Hashimoto triangle, the reverse inverted triangle, and like, dude, with those big thighs, there was no way Evo was gonna like escape, and there was no way he wasn't gonna go to sleep. And like the match itself, I loved all the shenanigans. I love when he got that powder in the face, it powered him up. I wonder what was that in that powder. But
Right.
powering up out of the Scorpion Deathlock, it means a lot because like the Scorpion Deathlock is sort of like an old school like Tatsumi Fujinami, Riki Choshu. That's their hold, and like
I
Evil was the
think they
perfect
did.
guy for this.
I think they did a good job too. Like every time you even thought about being annoyed by all the House of Torture shit, like Aaron Wolf would get back on the like he would get back on offense essentially. I think the crowd really took to the guy and almost made a lot of my concerns not really pertinent at all, because
They were
like
so
it really
loud.
doesn't matter what you look like if they're going that crazy for you. Like I look at it through the lens of this is New Japan Bushi Road Pro Wrestling, right? And in the Bushi Road era, these have been matinee idol guys that have been pushed as the ace. Like people love to bring up the Hashimoto and all the big guys and stuff like that. That's not what this company has been. Like the previous, the Wrestle Kingdom era. Let's just say
Like,
that.
yeah, for the past 20 years, it's been Tanahashi, Nakamura, Okada. It's not been your rough and tumble Scott Nortons and
Yeah.
Shinya Hashimoto or Kensuke Sasaki. It's been like these pretty boys, and like sort of Aaron Wolf. He's cute. I know a lot of ladies say he's cute. Like we did on the preview when we did the preview. Sam and Rachel were like, yeah, he would get it, and I'm like, okay, I get it. But like Aaron Wolf did his job perfectly. It was
think he's
probably one
gonna.
of. Oh, go ahead, man.
I think he's going to even put more into his conditioning, because obviously they, like I said, they took shortcuts to like cover for that. I think, but
Man,
he's got a chance to be something. Like I don't know about all the ace stuff. I think you're going to hear a lot of audio come out over the next week saying this is no doubt an ace and stuff like that. People love you, like, and let's see how that carries, whatever. So I'm still in wait and see mode, but definitely like for this match, like they knocked it out of the park. Like you just raw there with like a 3 3/4 off the rip. Yeah, come through.
Oh man, freaking Fale flew off the top for a table splash and he kicked
They
out.
should have had Aaron Wolf slam him, but
That would have been
it's fine.
cooler. Yeah.
No, that'll happen at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, two other things from my perspective to note. One, I love that he's basically asked them to call the Olympic Slam the Angle Slam next time he does it.
That shows that he's a sicko, man.
Yeah.
Imagine caring that much about.
And the second thing, obviously, is this whole discourse about his weight is so ridiculous. You've got Meltzer going after him for the weight stuff. You've got Nagoya Ogawa going after him over it. And I'm just like, look, if we're going to have this guy, people like him and people like Bolton be like big names in the company again, and we're trying to use elements of the past to move the future along, you're going to have some guys that aren't exactly the typical look, so to speak, for wrestling.
Who is Noya Ogawa nowadays? Like who was he working? Noya was working with Hashimoto, man. Like
Exactly.
that's crazy work there. And now like I think about, I'm putting a little bit about a Western lens here. Because I'm going to this is the West Eastern lens. Because some of the most favorite guys out there in Japan is like Suji Ishikawa. He was a big dude who did sumo. A lot of your big guys like Tenryu, Choshu, those dudes weren't small. And then if I put Western lens, some of the biggest stars of this past generation have been big boys. Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt. It's just funny to me,
And
oh no, he's too
I
fat.
think his size works for his style of wrestling.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when I think judo guys, I don't usually think of them as big. And I also don't usually think of them as strong, but he is both of those. He's all three
Yeah,
of those. He is a judo guy. He is big. He is strong. That's why he's doing things like those slams, because he
yeah,
knows it looks like I should be doing slams. So he is.
yeah. It's. I love that he started the match off with a vertical suplex. I love that. He didn't. He could have went for the side headlock thing. He could have done a hip toss, but he did a vertical suplex for a reason. He did the brain buster for a reason. But yeah, I think it's funny that he's still carrying the spray painted belt. He hasn't cleaned it up yet. Hopefully he gets to that soon and he doesn't think like, oh, this is what the belt's supposed to look like. But hopefully they clean that belt up soon. But like,
I would hope that they would tell him if he
oh,
started to
dude,
think that.
like he brought it like that still to like the press conference. It was still spray painted. Like, dude, don't you guys have like a real like belt that you can just like, or, like just a gimmick belt you could give him for now to do the press conferences while you get the real another belt made for him.
I think it would have
Uh,
been funny if he was doing the press conference while he was scrubbing the belt. That'd be
oh
so
man.
funny.
I love that. One of my favorite things was like when Lex Luger beat Hulk Hogan was Big Show had like the bottle of champagne and was using it to clean up the NWO. I thought that was cool. Um, but yeah, so long to Sonata, Sayonara Sonata. This was a good match, and of course this brings us to
The evil
the
truthers got him one here.
hey yeah
Um,
I was right I was right. House of
Look,
Torture.
I mean, maybe you'll have enough to cover, in 5 years, maybe you'll have five fingers eventually. Like maybe number four in that time.
Maybe. We are of course now coming to one of my favorite matches of the week. Man, it starts off with one of the best matches I've watched. This is going back to the rivalry that started at the G1 2024. We have the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Takeshi Konosuke Takeshita, the Alpha, versus of course, yeah, we have the damn, I forgot his name. Man, I fucked this shit up. The Gene Blaster Global Heavyweight Champion Yoda Tsuji finally finishes the story. He finally got the win. This match was fucking incredible. Like
Hmm.
we're talking hoopers, we're talking no one ball. Takeshi had one of the greatest years of pro wrestling I've seen from anybody, and that's across the globe. This match was everything that I wanted it to be. Takeshi, it was the perfect base so that Tsuji could do all his lucha things. And like when you have that crowd, when they're like in anticipation of that final Gene Blaster, where they're like roaring before he even hits it, and when he finally gets the three, they just like a sigh of relief that comes over the crowd, like yes, finally he freaking did it, and like I was so happy for Suji. As a big Takeshita fan, I was so happy that finally they went with the guy, they went with the hot hand, they went with this one guy who showed them like no, you can be a star without having to go through
Yeah.
like the whole process. This guy, he knew what he had to do in the ring. They worked so well together. This is going to be the rivalry for both of them. I hope. I
Yeah.
hope to see more of Takeshita in Japan, New Japan, having these kind of matches with him, and we go back to it. Kind of like Okada and Tanahashi, go back to it like year over year. And this was just, man. I think about that super Blue Thunder bomb. I think about the Marlow crash. I think about this match was hard hitting. It was high flying. It was high speed. It was like this should be the new style for New Japan main events, and it didn't wear out as welcome. Like it, I, it was just excellent work by two great wrestlers, two great young wrestlers, and I absolutely just think that it was great. What did you guys think?
Well, I absolutely loved how essentially they
No,
finally put to bed well,
I
to
put in
start
there
with, I'm
accidentally.
so glad that we finally got to put to bed the whole discourse about people not realizing the whole story about the invader thing and everything. A lot of people were like, did not get it when Suji. People just fell for the fact that Suji was saying all this shit about the AEW relationship and we're getting worked so badly. And I'm like, you do realize this storyline's been there for about 2 or 3 years, right? It's just,
Yeah,
it was said
yeah.
badly by
So
Charles.
much so that English commentary won't shut the hell up about it. Still.
Charlton, yes. At least Charlton behaved himself this year when it came to it. He didn't do what he did fucking last year during Kid and Omega, but so he didn't get suspended for 2 months. But yeah, the best bit for me was when he hit the Gene Blast, and then he decided, you know what, I'm going to prove a big point to him. Gets him in the young lion crab essentially to make him tap out.
Oh
I just
yeah.
thought, yeah, that's how you basically go, okay, we're going to push one of these Musketeer guys now. Don't worry. I know we've been saying for years we're going to push the Reiwa Musketeers, but we're finally going to do it. And I also like that they actually bothered to correctly talk about the Rev Pro stuff. So Gideon Gray gets a shout out when a lot of people forget that he put Suji in his stable for a very long time, the whole Legion stable they had. If it wasn't for that whole thing, you wouldn't have got it with Suji. Youngblood definitely wouldn't have. Youngblood had a bit of excursion time in Rev Pro as well before they became the Knockout Brothers. So Rev Pro deserves a lot of credit for Suji's evolution than a lot of people give him.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I hope he brings out the Shooting Star Press. I hope he brings that out sometime. It was, yeah, it was great, man. I absolutely loved it.
I thought it was really like hard hitting, and it was almost a I could really tell when they were going for those body blows. Like it felt like we were going into like another dimension, kind of like, oh, it kind of reminded me of like Suji when he was in there with Gabe Kidd last year, like when New Beginning,
Oh
where
yeah.
it was like, you know, like he'll stand in there with those chops. Um, you know, I felt like Konosuke Takeshita was like pretty unappreciated and during, you know, a lot of this and just causing psychotic discourse
Oh
personally.
yeah.
Um, and you know, they're doing a lot of things with Suji right now that at least like you can find a bunch of people that like this, because I don't think the status quo was like something that anyone liked before. You know, I primarily watch AW nowadays, and I didn't like how Takeshita was booked. People didn't really like take to like any of the young guys like what they were doing with them ahead of time. Now, at least one of these groups going forward is satisfied now. I think this is a 5-star match. I
Yeah.
you know, 4 3/4, 5 stars. Like I feel like I'm rounding the border, but there's enough there to knock it over the top for me. And it just felt like, you know, I thought they should have just belted up Yota Tsuji in 2023.
He
Yeah.
should have beat
And
Sonata. He should have
yeah,
beat him.
and
Yeah,
then
I feel like he should have had the belt a while ago, but I'm kind of at the point now I've come to terms with that. I feel like it was overdue, but I also like that it turned out this way. I think
yeah,
that was a beautiful match for it to happen. I think he had the right opponent. I think he had the right event. I think it just works. And I've always
Yeah.
liked him. Like my first time seeing him wrestle, I knew I liked his wrestling. And then the one time I actually paid attention to one of his entrances, because I have a bad habit of zoning out during entrances sometimes, I realized that he's so over, all he has to do is smile, and the crowd goes crazy. That is hard
Yeah.
to do. That is
Yeah.
very hard to do,
Yeah.
especially in some of the parts of Japan that he would perform in, where they're very, very old head and it's traditionally rooted, and it's not, you don't get easy pops. He
mhm.
Yeah.
would always get the smile pop, though.
Yeah.
And it's something like that. It's like when you can be over with people without wrestling, and then you can also wrestle, that is very good.
Yeah.
Hey,
And now he's done the whole thing where, you know, they've brought back the IWGP title for him, and I think people are jumping out the
V4.
window a little bit on it as far as like, you know, we're crediting everything to Yota Tsuji now. And it's like, all right, man, it's a work, dog. Like you gotta like because like
Yeah.
you know what drove me crazy when they got rid of the belt originally. People acted like it was Kota Ibushi going rogue, getting rid of it. Like this was a
That's
booking
hilarious.
decision. Like this is something that aid Yota Tsuji. Like I think people look in my eyes, the way I look in what I do on my show, like I have to look at it a certain way. I'm like, yeah, this is like something. This is wind aid essentially for him. And again, it's a popular thing that is popular with the crowd, and this is what New Japan should do because for so long it just seems like they haven't done these things. It's like people have been asking them to take the layups. This is a layup. Now, when you do bring out that belt, when I see that belt, I think of Okada, I think of Tanahashi, I think of Omega, I think of Naito, I think of like all those people with that generation, and it's like that's a standard essentially, right? That I feel like got fucked up with Evil, but whatever. We'll get off Evil's ass. But now he's gotta perform to that V4 standard, I think. So he's got hopefully the opportunity and the opponents to do it. I just think if he's gonna keep being a foreign crusader, essentially, like basically calling out everybody, I feel like they should be importing guys from like AEW to challenge him, and he just beats them. Like he just turns back each and every one of them. Like, but he's already kind of boxed himself in. Like, yeah, this isn't defended against nobody else. But sometimes you let guys, you leave their mics on too long, and they might say something that fucks something up, kind of. But they seem to have a plan.
Yeah, I think what they said the global belt's going to be, I think they let them talk too much. They said the global belt's going to be defended outside, and the IWGP belt will only be defended with people in New Japan.
And he's gonna boycott anything that doesn't have the IWGP belt in the main event. I'm like, there's a fine line of this guy sounding like a whiner, and he's close.
He's close. I think it's really funny. I do think it's funny that people are like thanking him for bringing that belt back. That was effective promos by him. It's funny that it's like the people who shouldn't think that are like thanking him, and it's not ironic. It's the funny part is it's not ironic. It's like they're legit.
Like, it's literally the opposite of the Kota Ibushi thing, which is like, huh?
Oh man. Oh, speaking of like outsiders, so like one of the big matches that was announced at New Year's Dash was Gabe Kidd versus Andrade. A winner gets a shot at the global title because the belts were not unified. They're going to be two separate belts. I am here for Andrade versus Tsuji. Andrade is one of the perfect opponents for him because that's going to be a bunch of lucha things happening there. I like the Gabe Kidd match from last year. It'd be great to have that as a rematch, but something about maybe that would be the IWGP world title match. IWGP heavyweight title match. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that would make more sense because they've already had 3 or 4 global title matches.
So them doing that as the real main event, because I think what he said also like, oh no, Jake Lee, you're not getting this. So who knows? This match ruled.
You guys make it an angle immediately happening. It was like, yo, we're just cutting off the joy immediately.
I like
That's what they've done that. What? They've done that how many times now? Ever? 2, 3?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Bunch of stuff.
But
it wasn't really shocking for me. I was just like, damn. And then like Takeshi just had to he disappeared after it. So I would have liked to see Takeshi and Tsuji kind of have like a moment of respect or something like that. I feel like Takeshi kind of got hosed, essentially in a lot of this. So hopefully, because Takeshi has re-signed with New Japan, hopefully he will be appreciated somewhat. For only being the best wrestler in the world last year. So,
oh man.
Yeah, he looked very good. I feel like when he's wrestling in Japan, he has a home field advantage. It just seems like things work out better. It seems
crazy.
Like people booking him do better things with him. It feels like he feeds off the crowd in a different way that benefits his pacing and the structure that he likes to follow. I just feel like it works for him.
Yeah.
He's been way more interesting when I've seen him in Japan than when I've seen him in AEW.
Yeah, the New Japan loyal soldiers are gonna say opposite, but I thought he had a really good year everywhere, including New Japan. His run, he got to show that belt off like in Arena Mexico, in the United States, having that big pay-per-view match with Okada. Yeah, he had that big C2, man. This guy had like a career year of great matches front to back because we started 2025 with that Derby squash, and then we ended it with like this with that Okada with the C2, the Okada match, and then we started 2026 with this. That's an insane like year of work for this guy, and yeah, good luck to catch it on his new contract. And of course, this brings us to the main event. Hiroshi Tanahashi, the final match versus the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Man, they worked really hard. They hit all the right spots. They went back to the favorites. They did that thing where they referenced all their old rivals. That's the thing that they do when this retirement runs now, is you got to hit your old rivals, old moves on each other. And like it, as someone who sees this feud, this rivalry as it was one of the reasons that New Japan became as big as it did in the tens was Okada versus Tanahashi. And I'm not gonna go over the Nakamura bullshit anymore because Trish did the best job you could do at that, and anybody still talking about it now are like, WWE wouldn't let Nakamura even go to Japan. They booked him for a SmackDown just so he couldn't go. Uh, it's
They wouldn't even let him send a video.
they wouldn't like
Him
imagine-
or AJ not being at that retirement ceremony was
Or Fergal even.
yeah, Fergal. Like
Yeah.
it's so strange, man. Imagine like, oh no, you can't go because you're contractually obligated to go to this, and he just resigned, so he's not gonna fuck his bag up.
Look,
But like, it
Fed
fucking sucks.
Fed don't surprise me with none of this shit they pull.
Yeah.
And I felt like going into this match, like Okada and Tanahashi, I had to see this live. I don't know about you. Did everybody here watch it live?
I watched it live.
I did, yeah.
I
did
did
not.
I stayed up for it, and I took a nap before it in preparation to watch it live. I
Right.
usually never do because it happens
Yeah.
at like the worst time ever, especially when I've got work the next day.
Yeah.
Right.
But this time it worked out. It worked out.
I figured that they showed up for us all these times at these evasion attacks, these G1s, these fucking Wrestle Kingdoms for the last time they was ever going to do it. I was going to show up for them. Like, and man, one of the greatest matches I've ever seen right here. And I knew it would be incredible. I knew Okada was the best guy to wrestle him. I knew Tanahashi would walk to the ring and cause that building to just start going into chaos. I didn't cry during this, which was kind of shocking. Even during the whole ceremony, I just kind of watched it and was just kind of sad and, still amazed at the match. And in the closing stretch, there was a point where I thought Tanahashi was going to win, which was
yeah.
I didn't expect that. Like
Dude,
I thought Okada was just kind of handle him, but like they tapped into the magic one last time, and like just because like and it's almost like what else is to be expected? Like Okada comes in there, new music and all that, new whole different presentation. Like it just looks like it's surreal almost. He's wearing all black, and then Tanahashi comes out all colorful. Tanahashi as he always was, and it's like you look at him, and then you're like, I asked myself before the match, I was like, do they have like one? Because I remember their matches that they were having, like their wrap up matches, essentially like the epilogue chapters of the feud.
Yeah.
They're like
the draw,
cool, like
and
3 3/4, 3.5, whatever. And I'm like, do they have it in them to reach back for it all? And they fucking did.
Yeah, man. When I don't want to take your time, but like when I got caught, there was two times I got when he did the PK, the sleeper PK to the Bomaye to the high fly flow, and then when he hit the high fly flow to the back, and then he was gonna go up and do the other high fly flow. I thought that was like it. Like they got me, and I was so happy that they got me, and like all year, right? So ever since he's been at AEW, he hasn't done the Rainmaker pose. So like, he teased it in the match, but he does the flip off, all that stuff. So when he finally he kicks out high fly flow, hits the big elbow, and like you see the audience like anticipate, and he hits the Rainmaker pose, and his face just changes, like when he hits the Rainmaker pose, all of a sudden like he's someone else. He's the Rainmaker again, and then he hits that last Rainmaker on Tanahashi, gets the 1 2 3. You see Red Shoes like wipe them out. Like, did that really just happen?
Yeah. That was
Like,
it was a beautiful, beautiful Rainmaker by the That
Yeah, some
Rainmaker
issues
looked.
do
That
look
Rainmaker
good.
looked like an execution. That was good.
Yeah, if you're gonna hit
It
your last Rainmaker, that was it, man.
it was a farewell not only to Tanahashi, but it was like a farewell to the rivalry, to the main event style that these two, kind of trailblaze, to the era itself, and then that's punctuated with the post match. Like it, I had very conflicted feelings watching all of this.
Yeah. It
Like because I was,
was
I went into this shit. I was like, is there a great argument to end pro wrestling after this? Like,
like
should we just finish it now? Like,
you got to play the end credits, man. That was the end
right,
credits there.
right,
I mean,
Well, now it's time to drop Pro Wrestling the movie. Now that we've
right,
gotten to the credits.
right.
I mean, I also liked weirdly that AEW wasn't a big thing for this match in particular, but that bit when Okada put on the Boston Crab himself on the Tanahashi, and I'm thinking, you fucker, you know what just happened in that last match with your rival in the other place, and you think you're going to get away with doing a Boston Crab and tapping out your greatest rival ever as part of the little. I thought that was a nice touch. The high fly flow sequences that we just talked about was really good. Okada basically gaining his full power back when he did the Rainmaker pose was good. But the retirement ceremony, the whole segment, the match of the retirement ceremony on the whole, is exactly how it should be done by anybody, and no one else can do retirement ceremonies or anything like this again, because that is the peak one right there. I mean, I got going. What got me was when Shibata came down and they did the collar and elbow. Oh, the emotions that went through me when that happened. But we can get a bit more in the retirement ceremony in a bit.
Yeah, I think they both went out there and showed why they're two of the best of all time. Even with this being Tanahashi's last match, and having knees that barely work anymore, they just did like an expert class on all the little shit.
Absolutely.
Every second of that match mattered and made you emotional and made you lock in. Even when they're barely doing anything, the subtle like face changes, just every little detail of that match was perfect.
I gotta say about the post match, Tony Khan sure made sure his boys were showcased.
Yeah, of course.
Of the, we saw healthy Jay White. We saw man, for a guy who just did started physical therapy, uh, Osprey sure looked pretty big.
Him and Kota were very
Dog,
contrasting.
that smile that he came out with, I was screaming.
I'm like, oh man, please come back right now so I can watch some wrestling and not be just please just come back. But like seeing those guys, like they paid their tribute, and then when Shibata came out and they had that chop exchange, just thought they were gonna do I mean that's as close as you're gonna get to the Muto Chono, like, oh, we're gonna have a little retirement match right here. But
Yeah.
the Shibata's not retired. But like it was just like really heartwarming, and that part, like you wanted, like they kept stretching this out, right? No, who's gonna come next? They did the whole pose with all those guys, and then when they got out the ring, you heard the sounds of Naito, and then of course Bushi comes out with the GHG World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, and about like
This
about an hour
asshole,
later,
I fucking died.
this
It's
asshole
like,
trying to show up
oh,
Tanahashi.
Naito coming out, full both versions, both music entrances, and then it cuts to Tanahashi tapping his wrist and going, "Come on, I'm going all day."
Like, hey, we about to get the stream cut.
Yeah, right?
If you don't quit messing around,
Right? Right? He was singing himself. He's like, you need to hurry up. They will fine us by the minute that we go over. You need to hurry up. We're getting fined by the minute, brother.
yeah,
That was
those
just hilarious.
the Cosby sweaters are gonna come for us right now, bro.
It's becoming a very, very expensive retirement with his ass taking so long in this entrance.
I just love that he did that. He was like, if I'm gonna show up, I want Bushi to come down with me. I want the guy that did the fake out at me at the No Show to come down with me. I want to be able to take the tag team titles from Noah on the show. And it's just like, you fucking made them work to get you back on here, didn't you? And that, but apart, the other thing that did make me sad, but for kind of different reasons, was Kota Ibushi. Man, why did you just not get crutch or anything going down that
That's
getting into the
crazy,
ring?
man.
Yeah.
Your bone is not healed yet, bro.
Trying to get out of the ring was sadder than getting in. But
Oh
I was,
yeah.
man, I hope it doesn't say that.
Like you see Despy like when he's coming out the ring and Despy is like one of the vets. He's like, oh wait, hold on, wait, no, don't, because you're gonna break your shit. And I did find it funny that I think Ibushi didn't expect to be brought on, but I think they just decided, no, yeah, why not? Because he still has that heat there. So him showing up like that with Kenny, that was like the way to get the least amount of heat. Well, this is for our partners for AEW, so these guys are coming out here.
Yeah, and I like it. I liked
I like
I
it.
liked all the walkout things they did.
Yeah, it was
It felt
nice.
good because it felt like Tanahashi no longer had any friends or any enemies. He only had respect, and that's why everybody was there.
I
Yeah.
think they
And
should
I
have
think
all
that's how you
jumped Jay
should go
White.
out.
They should have all jumped Jay
They
White.
should have all jumped Jay White because they all hate him.
I
man.
just love that they had to do the spin of, oh yeah, we lifted the ban for just one night. Then you had Muto basically come in from the commentary thing, and then you had the crack of, well, we're glad we didn't make him walk down the ramp. We would have been here all day.
Him and Tatsumi Fujinami, of course. Fujinami, the first 1-4 main eventer in the Tokyo Dome. It's a because Tanahashi says those are his two idols, Muto and Fujinami, and those two are like New Japan. Although later on, but like it was all good. It was all heartwarming. This is probably going to be a really hard show to beat for the rest of the 2026.
The Ace Mobile, him.
Oh yeah, I love that
driving around
they did high energy right at the end when he's on the Ace Mobile. I think that was for like the people in the audience, because I think like they didn't show that shit on TV Asahi because they did a edit for TV Asahi, and this when they did the high energy, I was so hyped because I love that theme. That's one of my favorite themes. No shade to Go Ace, but like high energy, man. That's a main eventer theme.
Yeah, it was really great.
Doing the whole recap of his career to high energy was just wonderful and a good way to end the show, to be honest.
At least it wasn't Triple H coming out and pointing to a screen and then
oh god,
video, no promos.
No.
Like he got to talk to people. They played the 10 bell salute, and I'm just like, yo, this shit is like really the death of this wrestler. It was like, I know, like if it was Mexico, it would have been like, you know how like when they unmask a guy and then they say his like real name and all that.
Yeah,
and you feel like that feeling. I felt the same thing watching Tanahashi there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw exactly that earlier with the I watched the Sin Solida cage match for CMLO a few days ago with that, where I think Robin lost his mask and it turns out his name is actually Robin, and then a bunch of other stuff. You've got this kid with this kid with a mask like his, getting the mask off him, giving it to the opponent. I'm just like, oh, that poor child is gonna get scarred for life now.
Oh man. And then like you see the remnants of it, like I think today they had the press conference and you see how Tanahashi was walking after. I was like,
oh man,
yeah.
Like he definitely got all those cortisone injections like everywhere. But yeah, guys, what was your take on Wrestle Kingdom 2026?
Oh,
As a
happy
whole.
with it. There was a lot of good moments. I'm glad I watched it with a few people. I feel like that's one of those events that's best enjoyed with other people.
Yes.
Especially people that have knowledge of New Japan and knowledge of Tanahashi's career, because I'm still relatively new to it. So a lot of that shit's way before I was here. But I also had good moments watching it with the one guy there that did not really know anything that was happening. He was very funny. They'd started to do the 10 bell salute, and he just told me, he was like, "Wait, but he's not dead. Are are they
Yeah.
going to play the 10 bells and then execute him?" And I was like, "No."
No, I think someone on Twitter, it's either Twitter or Blue Sky, described it as Red Shoes is like a psychopath guide to walking him to wrestling heaven or something like that. I thought, yeah, that seems apropos.
That's funny.
Yeah, it all felt very full circle. You know, there was laughter, there was tears. Um, some people got more emotional than others. Some people had different emotions than others, but everybody felt something,
Yeah.
which is good. You don't want a wrestling event where nobody feels anything, because then we're not even wrestling. It's not
Hell
even an
yeah.
event at that point.
Hell yeah, zombie.
And it just feels a lot better when you start a year with a good Wrestle Kingdom than like
Yeah.
if you get something that like stinks and then you're just limping along. It's like almost a good omen.
Dude.
It's like, all right, it gives you
Yeah.
hope for the rest of the year, kind of worldwide.
Because last year was sort of like,
No, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
think Wrestle Kingdom was really good at all last
Yeah.
year.
took
I
Wrestle
forgot all about
Dynasty
it.
with it was Wrestle Dynasty with Omega and Kid that
Wrestle
made me
Dynasty
feel better.
smoked Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, it was like, yo. But yeah, guys, how about you, Tay? You got a take on Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, I was kind of like I let off with. I think that the top three matches delivered, what made the show deliver. I wish the undercard delivered a little better.
Yeah.
But overall, you know, happy with it. Can't really say a bad thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I wanna thank you guys for coming on and spending this time with me because today's my birthday. 41
Oh,
years
happy
on this
birthday,
planet.
Doc.
Indeed.
Thanks, man.
Woo!
Yeah, I absolutely love this show. I think it is a good omen for the rest of the year, and this
Yeah.
I'm so excited for what New Japan has. Hopefully they got stuff planned.
Oh yeah.
I really do want on
This is the most hope I've had for New Japan since Death Pain Invitational. Like, this is the most hope I've had since then. So that's good.
hell yeah. So I'm gonna let y'all plug your stuff because but first I wanna like ask Rich, like, bro, what's your prediction for who's gonna break out this year in New Japan?
Who's gonna break out in New Japan this year?
Yeah, not necessarily like a new wrestler, young lion breakout, but like who's gonna have like a career year this year?
Career year. Maybe just thinking about who could it be. Maybe Shota Umino rights the wrongs of last year and keeps rebuilding. And
That'd be nice.
At this point, I mean, you kind of got to say Aaron Wolf, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they got the momentum now, so I hope they kind of ride it and ride the hot hand. So I think they could just go all the way with Unai. He's on fire right now. He just came back, so he's in the tag team right now. But I wouldn't be shocked to see him in the G1 or get some singles title matches, maybe even win not the world title, but one of the mid card singles belts.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely hopeful for the rest of this year. Hopefully wrestling is good this year. Hopefully Osprey comes back to save us sooner rather than later. Um, I'm sad still that Tanahashi's not gonna be wrestling anymore. That's like was my feeling was that was a great ending to a career. Sort of like if you watch the Marvel movies, like when Captain America went back in time and went to be with his girl. Yeah, it was sort of that feeling
Yeah.
because Tanahashi's like a
I'm gonna
superhero.
miss his beautiful hair swinging through the wind as he's running the ropes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but we'll see him still. He's the president ace for a reason, and we'll see him do like these announcements and stuff. But it's not going to be the same. But like from John Cena to Tanahashi, those are two guys who kind of defined my fandom for the last 20 years. But I'm very happy to see that at least one of them got a send off that was that lived up to the expectations, and
Yeah.
Tanahashi
Yeah, I
freaking
agree.
rules.
I agree.
So where can everybody find you guys at? I'm gonna give the
Um,
floor to Zombie, to Tay, to Matt, and I want Rich to get like the last shot because main event. I know Zombie got your Zombie gun everywhere.
yep,
Um,
zombie going everywhere. Zombie like the undead, gone like gone away. Um, you probably won't find much from me yet because I don't like make videos or podcasts or anything, but I might in the future. I have a lot of time on my hands. I probably could. I would just have to learn how.
yeah.
So stay tuned, I guess? Question mark.
Yeah, I'm Take KZ on everything, TAYKZY. Social Suplex Discord. I make YouTube videos. I've been doing top tens and show reviews, so I got all of 2025 up. Um, I'll be doing like a countdown of my top 100 wrestlers of 25 and top 10 matches of 25 in the coming months, and then yeah, I can talk to you anywhere, Twitter, Instagram, on the Discords. Discords are a blast if you guys aren't on there already.
Yeah.
Legion AOD on the Blue Sky, on the Instagram, on the Twitter. Also mostly on like Social Suplex Discord as well. You can see what I get up to at the Harvest Podcast Network, all one word, .substack.com, where you'll find music mixtapes on a monthly basis, write-ups on music, write-ups on wrestling, and of course the excellent podcast that I host with Doc as my co-host, Deathmatch Loyalty. We've done 4 episodes so far. We have 2 episodes that cover Hiroshi Tanahashi's time in the slightly world of hardcore death, including his match against Kenta from a couple of Wrestle Kingdoms ago, where Kenta almost died, as well as a tag team match with Jun Kasai, one of the deathmatch gods, as his partner. This week's episode is, and it will probably be out by the time you'll hear this, Sabu versus Terry Funk, Born to be Wired 1997. And the next week's episode features special guest BJ Baffle and covers Starcade 1985, Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard, I Quit, Steel Cage.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited for those. Again, I'm gonna give my respect to Rich, the first man that put me on, the man who gave me the confidence to do this because Rich is one of the best dudes I know, one of my podcast heroes.
Oh
Um,
man, stop this!
yo,
Stop this!
like I gotta glaze you up, bro. I did a couple, we did a couple things together. We did a episode. I like that episode that we did because like we shared a lot of like our personal like experiences as men, as men of color growing up in America, and I thought that was like something special. But yeah, man, I love One Nation Radio. I love Social Suplex. Rich is one of the people that welcomed me there, and because he got all my jokes that I was throwing on other discords, and if you got melanin, you know what it is. But yeah, man, love having you here, Rich. And where can people get you, man?
Thanks, man. I appreciate the deference. um, yeah, you guys can listen to One Nation Radio. We stream live on YouTube on Thursday nights. Usually, we've been on a little holiday break, but we're back this week. You can follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky. You can look up Rich Ladder 32 on YouTube as well. Got an album coming out soon. Trying to figure out
Yee.
some artwork and all that, but it's called Free Spirit, and I got a lot of dope music about to drop. So
Go to this man's SoundCloud. You will not be disappointed. Like, this beat maker, MC, Rich Lotta, love the work, man. Love that I hear your music every week on national TV, international TV.
yeah, man,
You guys
run that Marina the Shafir theme up, man.
run it up, run it up, pay
Never
that.
know what might happen, man. They might call me and
Yo,
be like, we want you to perform it one day or something. So
hey,
let's
hey,
keep making it popular.
let's make the homie Rich Lotta get on AEW pay-per-view to rap down Marina Shafir for a
That'd be
AEW.
hilarious.
That's
Imagine,
true.
dude,
That's true.
AEW women's title match. We got Rich Lotta rapping you in the Death Riders tunnel with the red
Yeah,
lights.
that'd be hilarious.
Yo,
Yeah.
You gotta come out barefoot like Marina does though. You gotta
That's
perform,
crazy.
walk her down the ramp
man,
barefoot while you're
man.
performing.
As long as hey, Rich, as long as it's not
Ain't
for
no
free,
way.
as long as it's not for free though, you can't be showing feet for free. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta
No free
charge.
no free dogs here. This is the pet shop.
Yo.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, man. I want to thank Matt Dawson, my tag team partner. You missed this on the intro, Rich, but I'm a polypodder, and like Tay and Matt is part of my polypod. But that's some words that I'm sort of inventing. But yeah, we'll catch all of them where you can see them. Listen to One Nation Radio. Go on their Twitch stream. I'm in that Twitch stream causing some trouble. So it's all good. Well, not a Twitch stream. Yeah, you also do a YouTube stream. Yeah, just social suplex. What's No, I'm not gonna say that. I was about to say that. No, no. The voice that I listen to every week is Rich Lot on One Nation Radio. I saved that, and it is what it is. Wrestle Kingdom 2026 is in the books. Wrestle Kingdom 20 is past us, and thank y'all for joining me on this panel review. This is the prescription. This is Dr. Lariat. See you next time.
Whoop whoop.